Well, good morning. It's a beautiful day for a little tour around my 1947 Rover 14 sports saloon. Recently back on the road after, well, who knows how many years, languishing, rusting away. When I first got it, it was pretty rough. Sills had completely rusted out, both inner and outer. Rear wheel arches are all gone. This little section around here where they bolt on was all non-existent. It had just fallen apart. The boot floor was out. It was in a terrible state. All the door bottoms, as you can probably see, have been welded and patched. Little patches on the wings. Yeah, you can see all the repairs. Lots of hidden work that of course you can't see. But basically, it's a patina look. Not everyone's taste, I know, but it's what I like. So there it is. One thing about the P2 is you can get the spares for them, which is pretty amazing. You can buy remade sills, inner and outer, remade boot floor. You can get all sorts of bits and bobs for them, remade rubber suspension bits and bobs, and new bronze suspension bushes, which are the original type. Steering ball joints you can get, engine parts you can get. So it's an ideal car for restoration really, and almost ideal for everyday use, which is, well, I will use it every day, but not religiously. We do have other cars, so it's not going to be a commuter or anything like that. This one's got GAC 15 as the registration, which is a car that was registered to the Rover company, so this was probably a salesman's car or something of the sort, which makes a nice bit of history for it. So luckily the Rover Club helped me get that back, which I was quite surprised about. I didn't think they'd be able to manage it, but they did. So anyway, if those people who don't know about Rovers, it's inline straight six. It's about, I think it's 1.9 litre or something like that. Conventional method, overhead valve, normal distributor. It's not got vacuum advance or anything like that, but doesn't seem to suffer. This one's got a Solex carburettor, which can be troublesome, I believe, but so far this one's been okay. I just cleaned it out and blew the jets through and give it a good clean. I don't know if you can see down there, I've added a full flow oil filter. I have to mess around with the oil pump a little bit in the sump, and I have to cut the sump a little bit to make it all fit properly, but basically now it's got a full oil filtration system, which the old ones don't have. They just have a gauze on the pickup pipe, which of course can let the finer bits through. So I run this on more modern oils so I can filter out the crud as it collects in the filter, and then it's dispensed with, which is with the old oil it just sort of gets suspended, and not suspended, it gets floated around and then sinks to the bottom of the sump, where then you later on you scrape it out and have to give it a good clean every now and then. But this one, full filtration, makes it more ideal. So anyway, close the bonnet up on this side, show you another interesting feature of the Rover on the other side, which is a chassis lubrication system. Now the chassis lubrication is done by vacuum, inlet vacuum pressure off the manifold there. Don't you see that pipe? Goes up to this unit here. There's a diaphragm in there, and this oil here is pumped with that diaphragm along this pipe, goes down, and I don't know if you can see some of the pipe work down here. All over the car there's little metering devices, little sort of metering valves if you like, and they go off to the steering joints and all the suspension joints, all the sort of swinging joints on the handbrake and that sort of bits and bobs, you know. So it's quite good really, as long as they're all working, which is often not happening because they get crudded up and filled with sort of little bits of grit that block them. So you have to keep on top of it all the time, and you know they're not great. You've got to be quite dedicated to keep them in good order, I believe. But you know, often that oil dripping constantly stops things rusting up. So I think it's helped them survive quite nicely. So anyway, close the bonnet up. This has got most of the original bits and bobs. I think the headlights came with it, but I think I was lacking one of the lenses, so I had to get a lens. The pass lamp down there in the middle, had to get a new lens for that. The horns were a bit bashed, but they both work, so I just put them back on as they were. Front bumper's a bit rusty, but that's just how it is. It's old. Headlamps have got dual filaments, so it's got the normal sort of standard headlight and dip light. My front indicators there I've converted to be a little side light in there and an orange indicator, so those flash with the indicators, and the trafficators on the side, which are the original indicators, they also flash in unison with the ones on the front. Just I'll turn it on so you can have a look at that. Bear with me. Oh. Right, turned them on. So hopefully, there we go. So that was flashing. We've got the trafficator flashing, and on the back I've got some little, some little red reflectors which also flash. So I didn't want anything orange on the back, I think it just looked wrong. So hopefully people get the idea that that is an indicator because it's flashing, and they can probably see the trafficator as well if they're actually paying attention. So let's turn that off. All done. Right, for the people who don't know about P4s, driver's door, it's got a window winder as normal, but because you had to give arm signals out the window, it's got a quick lift, and one pull on it, oh, he says, get in the right position, one pull and the window goes right up, one push and it goes all the way down. So it's so you don't have to wind away, you can just open it with one pull. All these door trims I've made, I had remnants of the originals, so these were just basically copied. The old ones are in tail bush shape. There should be some door pockets on the bottom there. I've not made them yet, so as soon as I've made them they'll get on. The sills were repaired. I've just painted them with whatever paint I had. I think it was epoxy black paint. Not too worried about it looking flashy, it's an old car. Floor coverings, I've made those with old floor curtains, believe it or not. That seemed to be doing the job. They need a hoover, I've got grit in there, but that's life. Original leather, I fitted seat belts. As you can see, seat belt on that side, it's tucked behind the little handle, so just there, you've got the seat belt. So I don't like driving old cars with that seat belts really. So, and inside we've got the standard dashboard, the freewheel, which means you can coast like you do on a push bike. If you want to stop pedaling on a push bike, you just stop pedaling, and the cycle continues. Well, and the Rover the same with that. If you turn it to free, it means that when you take the foot off the accelerator, you won't slow down with the engine braking, you just coast. And when you want to speed up again, you put your foot on the throttle, and as soon as the engine speed reaches up to the sort of road going speed, you'll pick up speed again, you'll accelerate. So it's a nice little feature, and if you put it to fixed, it just acts like a normal gearbox, so you have to use the clutch, whereas when it's freewheel, you can make minimal use of the clutch. There's a method to driving where you don't need to use the clutch every gear change. So nice little thing. You've got your light switches, side of main beam, and on the steering centre you've got this for dip and main, dip, and you've got the horn in the centre, of course. The windscreen opens, which is quite nice on a hot day. You can let some nice breeze in, and it does seem to seal quite well, so it's no great problem to have it closed when it's pissing it down, and you don't get too wet. It's brilliant. What else can I say in here? Oh, I've added a discreet Bluetooth radio down there. Well, it's not radio, rather it's plays music on my phone, so that's what that does. It's quite nice. In the back, rather comfortable. Nice leather seats. The armrest lifts up if you want to get 3 in the back, but really it's only a 4-seater. Headlining, believe it or not, is made from an old blanket. I need to finish off the trim between the leatherette stuff and the white roof lining. I haven't made a bit of trim for that yet. Recently, a very kind person made me a rear blind for it. I had all the stuff, but not the skill to sew the fabric, which is fine silk. Up above the driver's door here, you can see the slide. And if you slide that, the string goes all the way down to the back. And as I slide it, the blind comes up. And I think the blind originally was to stop the following traffic blinding you as you're driving. So it's I can't say I use it very much, but it's nice to have it. So it's very good. Yeah, nice little quirky thing that you don't see in modern cars. A nice interior light. Sliding roof, which needs a little bit of trim putting around here to just finish it off, but that's all there. Nice little sun visors. More advanced than my Land Rover, that doesn't have any. Right, go outside. And around the back, well, I'll just say I'll have to slam the doors at the minute because I've renewed all of the rubber trim around the edge. And it's still quite stiff, so until it's bedded in I need to slam the doors. There you go, and again. So around to the back, a boot with a spare wheel in it. You can see Rover 14 and 2 boot handles, one each side, and then you've got a okay sized boot. You can get, I don't know, 3 or 4 bags of shopping in there. I've got the ubiquitous can of oil and can of petrol and a little toolbox, and that's where the jack is stowed in that corner. The starting handle is stowed up and underneath, so well, underneath the rear window basically. And under there, I don't have the key for it in a minute, it's in the car. You've got 2 keyholes, and you open that, and then there's your, I think it's a wheel wrench and the spare wheel, of course. And I've got a tow rope in there just in case. Oh, and you've got luggage that you can strap on the back. You've got these little holes, and that's where the luggage strap ends used to locate. And I think inside the boot somewhere up there, there are the same holes which I think locate the locks. So whether they are for the other end of the luggage strap or just for the lock, I don't know. But they'd make convenient tyre space, so might be dual purpose. Again, the rubber on here has just been renewed, so it's quite stiff, so you have to lean on it to shut it. So while I do that, I'll be pushing hard if I can turn it the right way. There we go. So that's that done. Filler, spring steel bumpers. So that's pretty much it. 17-inch wheels, skinny little tyres. I need to make the chrome strip that goes along the bottom of the running board there. Again, the running board rubbers you can buy new, so those sorts of things finish off a restored car. The paintwork, I've had mixed reactions. Some people, oh, you should paint it, and other people are, no, it's how it is, it looks right. So I like it like this. I've had shiny ones in the past, and well, I don't live the lifestyle to keep them shiny. You know, I live down a farm track. There's a rough track down to the road, and by the time I get there it's covered in grit and dust anyway, so what's the point, you know? And I live a grubby lifestyle. I'm always in the forest or on the beach or somewhere, so it's not practical for me to have a nice shiny one. I want to use it and drive it and not have to polish it every day. So anyway, hopefully that was interest, and go and buy yourself one, they're great.